Today we've got the first look at all three models of the new Samsung Galaxy S26 series, with plenty of upgrades on top of a new design. This is set to be an exciting launch from Samsung. So first up, we've got the Galaxy S26 Pro, and this has been a slight name change as it's still the base model, but with the inclusion of the Edge now, I guess it makes sense to rename it, and the Pro makes it sound much better for marketing. Now of course, we get the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, and it comes with a 6.2-inch 120Hz OLED display, and it's also slightly taller than its predecessor, but only by a couple of millimeters, and it's also been slimmed down slightly as well. But the change that you're going to notice the most is the raised camera bump on the back, and it's not only allowed them to trim the size of the phone down, but we get an upgrade to a 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera and an increase in the battery capacity from 4000 mAh to 4300. Now something else that you can increase your comfort with is today's video sponsor, the Sihu Doro C300 Ergonomic chair. The Doro C300 is an affordable chair that offers a huge range of adjustments for comfort and good posture. It was quick and easy to assemble from delivery, and it's packed full of adjustments like a dynamic lumbar support and a flexible backrest to support the spine. We've got the 3D mechanical headrest with full area neck support and 4D armrest that offer support in all kinds of different positions. We've got a waterfall shaped seat made of a breathable mesh that not only provides a comfortable seat, but it relieves pressure from the hips and the thighs, and the intelligent gravity mechanism adapts to your weight to deliver a balanced position for effortless reclining. So whether it's productivity, gaming, or simply just relaxing, the Doro C300 is a great solution for long hours sat at the computer, so go ahead and check it out now by clicking the link down in the description below. Now back to Samsung, and next up we've got the Galaxy S26 Edge, probably the biggest change in the series for multiple reasons. For a start, it's now replacing the Plus model, meaning we get the S26 Pro, the S26 Edge, and the S26 Ultra. But secondly, they've trimmed down the phone even more than last year's Edge. Now we get a 6.7-inch 120Hz OLED display with an upgraded peak brightness of 3000 nits, and it's of course being powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 along with 12GB of RAM. On the rear, the camera module is very different to last year, and as you can see, it's now much bigger, and this change has allowed them to squeeze in a few new upgrades, and for a start, the phone is now only 5.5mm thick. Yet despite this, they've still increased the battery capacity to 4200 mAh up from last year's 3900, and there are rumors of 60-watt fast charging, but these are simply just rumors, and I think it's likely to be a lot more conservative. Now for the cameras, we get a 12-megapixel selfie camera on the front and a 200-megapixel primary camera on the rear along with a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. The new camera bump also causes more stability when you're placing it on the table, and it won't rock left and right like the predecessor. And the S26 Edge will of course ship with One UI 8 based on Android 16. Now finally, we've got the Galaxy S26 Ultra, which not only gets a change in design, but also plenty of hardware upgrades. It's going to be a 6.89-inch 120Hz OLED display with a peak brightness of 3000 nits, and it will of course be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. But with the S26 Ultra, not only do we get an upgrade to 16GB of RAM, it's also going to be LPDDR5X memory. Now on the rear, it remains similar to last year, although we've now got this camera bump on the rear to gain some space internally. While it may be the same HP2 200-megapixel primary sensor we had in its predecessor, it's going to have an aperture of f1.4 instead of last year's f1.7, and this is going to allow more light capture for better photos and videos. And on top of that, we also get an upgraded aperture for the 5x telephoto, which is now f2.9, and the 3x telephoto gets an upgrade to a 12-megapixel sensor as well. Now the battery capacity gets increased to 5500 mAh up from its predecessor's 5000, and according to many reports, we're getting 60-watt fast charging, and I'm sure many are going to be happy to see this change. Now all three of these phones are going to launch together, and we won't have to wait for the Edge like we did this year, and they're all going to be launching in January 2026. Now thankfully, the price isn't reported to be changing either, which means that the S26 Pro is going to start from $799, the S26 Edge is going to be starting from $1,000, and the S26 Ultra is going to be starting from $1,299. But overall, they've kept the same S phone design that people know and love, and instead they've focused on software and hardware improvements, with the exception of the Edge, which has seen a drastic change on the rear. But with plenty of time until the official launch, we'll be getting more and more leaks as we approach it. I'm going to be sharing them as soon as they come in. So let me know what you guys think of the S26 series down in the comments below. and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech.